All right, everybody. Hey, welcome into episode 3 of the Heavy Haulin podcast. Here we got our host, me, Luke Davie, with my brother Dusty. We got Hadley back there running the soundboard and pulling up anything we might get into today, Dusty.
Well, tell you, did some cutting edge things today. Finished up a crane move for a local crane company. Took a tower crane down this week. Moved everything down to Lincoln. They're pretty damn dead happy. Mainly because we have enough equipment to keep throwing trailers at them and start preloading and having guys shuffle it down. And my God, got the last load delivered today, and they're tickled shitless. And also, I bought me a couple stacks of step decks today.
Nice. That's a good deal. Yeah, no, so I was brokering railroad freight all day today. And oh my God, I had guys that were good, that were starting drama with the guys loading. And then they're throwing shit back at them. Well, then they all got in trouble with the supervisor. So then the other guys started nitpicking the drivers. Well, he ain't got safety boots on, or I mean, not safety boots, but steel toe boots on. And then they went on and on and on. And then the driver took a picture of some of the higher quality of drivers you see at the truck stops, ladies and gentlemen, the flip-flop jockeys. And took that to safety and said, well, I'm getting bitched at for not having steel toe. Here's this guy. He's got tennis shoes. So he got my ass in trouble because I'm just trying to get trucks in there. I mean, when I get a call from them, they're screaming for trucks. It's a yesterday thing. So they wanted the trucks yesterday. So we did that. We got everybody in there. And then, of course, the driver's got to start drama, you know.
I think... growing up in this industry and that, I've kind of noticed that about a lot of stuff. A lot of guys out there, they just crave the drama and they just want to start a lot of shit just so they can get, well, screw it. If I'm getting bitched at, you're going to get bitched at, and they keep doing that just because I don't know if it just warms their cold, dead heart or what they do, but my God, they love to do it in that. But guys, flat out, if you're out there running flatbed, step deck, double drop, I don't care what you're doing. Have steel toe boots. It's not hard.
So 5 truck drivers walk into a bar. It's no longer a bar. What is it?
Probably a truck stop.
Well, it's a winery.
A winery? Yeah, well, that's only if Hadley shows up.
Yeah. So, but no, we've been brokering freight out like crazy. Been filling our own trucks too. So, got a mass amount of work. We booked 150 trucks on the last derailment we had.
I can believe it because, by God, the amount of stuff that comes out of a derailment is just ungodly. And you've seen me go out there and start ripping equipment out and doing stuff. Just even when it comes to, hey, we got to transport these containers back down to this rail yard. And you could have 20 trucks on it, and my God, you can't even keep up.
Yeah, so Hadley, I'm going to forward you a video over here. Maybe you can pull it up. Just text it. Yeah, I did. It's some drone shots of that last derailment of all the trucks lined up. So we'll get Hadley over here to pull it up here and show you guys.
Jamie, pull that up for us, please. Yeah, that seems about right. That seems about right there.
You need to rotate the cameras, Hadley.
There's at least a good half-mile lineup of trucks.
Wow.
And they all got stuff. My God. The railroad has a problem. People start showing up, and if he needs a bridge, here's bridge sections because all that stuff's standardized.
Trucks, as far as the eye can see.
They don't care. Look at that.
Wow. Yeah, I know. So we spent all oh, man, that was a mess. We and Hadley, we were actually heading to go move that pool, that 15-foot wide pool down in St. Louis when we got the call. And I thought it was going to be a peaceful night. Hey, we're going to get the hotel. Might even hit the hot tub because we have all the time in the world. Nope, about halfway down there we got the call. So got to deal with business.
Yeah, well, you always saw me back when I tried to run that stuff myself before you got involved in it. And you always saw my call log of me trying to get trucks lined up, just going through the list and that, and just have like 500 phone calls in like a 6-hour period. It's like, this is stupid. It's such an undertaking to get everybody lined up for an emergency deal like that people just don't understand. They want track panel. They want bridge sections. They want this. They want that. Oh, hey, can you go get this track hoe? Can you? We need this dozer now. We need this. We need that. And then you're trying to get everybody with low boys, flatbed, step decks lined up to do it. And my God, it's such an undertaking that, it's really hard for one guy to do by himself. It really is. It can be done. I'm not saying it can't be done, because obviously you and me are prime examples of it, but it's just such an undertaking that, and then to go along and couple that with your daily work, because what are you going to tell a crane customer when they're like, hey, we want to move this 275, it's 10 fall-off loads plus the car body, well, I got everybody out doing that. Now, nobody's going to accept that answer, because you'll never get somebody to be happy about that. No matter what, you can't piss off your daily customers. You got to keep them happy. Then you got to keep your emergency customers happy.
Yep.
That it just all ties together in that, and how you got to get that to work out. It's just amazing in that. And in this industry, it pays to have friends. You can't go everything alone. You got to make friends, and you got to make it happen, because that's the problem is these guys are that view, and you may have come across a few of them, that they believe, well, this guy's my enemy. Well, no, he's not. He's got his own subsec work and that, and you got to let him be, and you might have to call on him, like, hey, dude, you got anything going on? No, I'm kind of dead right now. Well, hey, I got something for you. Like, I'd rather make 10% of something versus 100% of nothing. That's just my personal thoughts.
Yeah, certainly. So I did something today.
What'd you do?
Well, it's what I didn't do, I guess, but I got out of farming today, buddy.
Oh, really?
100%. Sold the combine. We sold the planter in the spring, and just got done selling the combine and some other miscellaneous attachments I had from spraying and stuff like that. So I want to thank Alan Hughes. He did an amazing job at selling all my stuff. He's the guy to go to when you want to sell your stuff on auction time. And
Hughes Auctioneer Service, Alan Hughes.
Yep, Alan Hughes Auctioneer Service out of Glenwood, Iowa. So
he's a good guy.
Him and his boy Logan, great people. So
yep, they're I would say all the Hugheses are great people.
Oh yeah, no doubt about that.
That is a family that's a pillar of the community in Glenwood, Iowa, and I believe we all have a lot of respect for them in that, because they are on the straight and narrow. And I don't think that they would do anything.
No, certainly
that would be anything construed as shady.
But here's the thing: you want somebody that knows the equipment, knows the industry, knows the auction world, and can advertise your stuff to the best of its ability. And he's asking me, and if I couldn't get the answer, I mean, he's calling John Deere and getting all the documentation or any work done and stuff. So he doesn't just sit around and wait for you either. I mean, that's kind of on my hand too, but. He does everything he can to make sure your everything's advertised right, and it brings the amount that it needs to bring.
Well, he wants to make sure you have all the documentation, because I know you did an engine overhaul of that combine last year.
That sumbitch. So it's going to get through 2 seasons with a guy, because I put that in November and it has 2-year warranty on it. So theoretically, a guy should get 2 harvest seasons out of it.
Well, no matter what, year started, what was that, October last year you had to do that?
November, yeah.
November. Okay, so the first year's coming up this November. You know what? Boom, 2 harvests. You're right. So maybe 1 3/4. We'll call it 1 3/4. But you can't say anything negative about it.
No,
it's got
no emissions on it. So it was a 2009. So there's no emissions on it. It's easy to work on too. Farmer friendly, so you can work on it. You don't have to take it to a dealership.
Did it hit the chute number like you thought it would?
Yeah. I mean, it brought at minimum what I wanted. With the new engine, I didn't know where it was going to land. I was hoping to get maybe 100 out of it. That might be a little strong, but I mean, it brought 86,000. So,
well, tell you what, it's just like owning a boat. 2 best days owning a boat. Day you buy it and day you sell it.
Yeah. So we're eventually out of farming. Got that. So got paid for those items today.
Aren't you? Wouldn't you want to go back, kick your ass when you were starting to get involved in what I told you?
Yeah.
What did I tell you?
That's what my father-in-law is telling me too. He's like, I've been telling you this for a long time, man.
Yeah, what did I tell you? Don't do it. Like, this ain't worth it, buddy. Like, this don't make money.
So, No, we got out of farming, and I'm going to take that money, and we're going to put it into equipment. So I've been buying some W900s and stuff lately. So
if you want a stack of step decks, I got a buy right now on some step decks.
I'd be interested in that, yeah.
Tell you right now, I'm going down tomorrow, dealing with a company down south. I'm not going to name their names yet, but I got me a few stacks of steps bought, aluminum combo 48s. I know you're not a fan of 48s, but they work great for crane parts and what I do, and I got a hellacious buy on them. So
speaking about people and buying equipment, I had a conversation with our good friend at Gabe at Heavy Haulin HQ. So I told him we need to get him on the podcast.
Oh, Gabe's good shit. Like, there's nothing wrong with Gabe in that, you know.
Well, I don't know about that. There might be a few things wrong with you, Gabe.
He's in this industry with the rest of us, so he's got a mental disorder like the rest of us.
He's got a nut loose too or so, I'm sure, somewhere. But no, I tell you what, Gabe's a hell of a good dude. Really enjoyed my time with him. And but no, we're going to find out a time when we can get him on the podcast here. And a couple other guys I'm looking to get involved here too to talk about the trucking industry.
I would like to sit down and talk to Gabe, ask him why he supports those cookie cutter low boys and that, why he's not representing such a quality brand like Alpha HD. You know, I'm brand specific.
Well, depending on who you ask, people I've been told by dealers before that Alpha's a cookie cutter trailer.
They can be, especially for stock units. Me personally, they've never told me no. They'll build me a lot of weird stuff, and I'll be 100% honest with you. I usually come up with the one-off products out of them, like my drop side 55 ton. That was the first one they ever built. Not a high demand, but I was the first guy with it. I was the first guy with one of their 40 ton stretch trailers that we still use to this day, and we beat the crap out of that thing. We haven't had a problem with it, and they do a lot of things correctly. There's a few things, obviously. It's like every other brand. There's problems with everything. I'm not saying everybody's perfect. But the nice thing about them is they're painted, they ain't powder coated, and you can actually load 55 tons on them and actually axle it out properly on the rear wheel area, where other brands out there start pitching down and you can't do it. That's the advantage of us having scales, in the ground, where we can sit there and roll a trailer across. I have friends that own other brands, and I'm not going to name their names, but the one thing I saw this week was their biggest dealer in the nation just became a Trail King dealer. So, just saying, it's amazing when you see dealers that are selling a lot of low boys all of a sudden stepping up to the big leagues and start actually representing a quality product, And that's the other thing is I'm a big believer in quality. You get what you pay for.
So what would you say, if you could rank 5 trailer brands from number 1 to number 5?
Well, the number one thing I'm going to ask is what are we talking about? Are we talking about a 55 ton or are we talking multi-axle? If you want, say, just a 55 ton, and also what you're doing, what you're trying to put onto it. Because the lightest trailer on the market right now is an Ettenauer. I've seen them produce a 55-ton lowboy with a stinger bar that only weighs 20,500 pounds of a nitro bar. And that's great. But just like hopper bottoms, Wilson and Tempty's double wall, and they're a little heavier, but you go down there to Lincoln and get yourself a big crack 800, and they're great for 3 years. My God, after 3 years, you better be thinking about selling that thing. That's why every time harvest season comes around here, you see a hopper bomb split out. Well, 9 times out of 10, we already know the brand.
Certainly. So yeah, I'm also looking for some more double drop stretches. I need some more.
Well, I've already talked to my friends out there at Alpha on that, and I can get my name on the schedule, and we could probably get you set up. But I don't think you need a hydraulic neck like how I always run stuff. You want to cut that weight.
Yeah, no, all I'm hauling with it is silo and concrete batch equipment and stuff like that.
Well, the thing is, they hired last year a new engineer, and that engineer came from a brand that specializes in lightweight. That's all his job is try to make those trailers lighter and be still rigid. So
as durable as you can, but as light as possible.
Yeah, durable plus light, But that's why when you go to, say, your Cozads and your Rackies and, all those Western California brands, that's why when you look at them, they have such a high arch and camber. If you take weight out, you got to add it with camber and that, where when it comes to silos where they don't weigh a whole lot, you can't do it. So, a lot of people, there's a trade-off there, and you always got to remember that. And then, like my buddy Garrett with Alpha says, I'm trying to get him on to sit down and talk with us and that, because he's worked for several prestigious brands of trailers, and, everybody has their personal flavor in that. And, me personally, obviously everybody knows I'm a huge believer in Alpha HD when it comes to my 55 tons. Even my 85 ton being Alpha, if they'd have been able to build it at that time, but they weren't to that point yet. They're still not to that point, because I wanted a steerable. I wanted, a very certain subsex. But answering your previous question, the two best multi-axles on the market right now are a Trail King and an Aspen. When it comes to 55 tons, if you want lightweight, you're going to an Attenauer. If you want something you can beat the living crap out of daily and still be reasonable on weight, you're going to a Trail King, an XL, an Alpha. Fontaine's good too. They're a cookie cutter. They won't build you a lot of custom weird stuff like I like, but they're good. And it's all really what you're trying to do.
Yeah. So speaking about going into that side of things, the lowboy trailers and stuff, we have a happy birthday announcement, and we're gonna give that special individual who runs a heavy wrecker down in Nebraska City, Zach Benefile, happy birthday. We're gonna get you $100 Globe gift card certificate for you.
He's made a lot of money off Globe.
Oh, I bet he has. Being a heavy wrecker, yeah.
Yeah, runs a 75 ton. He keeps telling me daily how he wants a 100 ton, and I believe him. He's third generation wrecker operator. His grandfather started the company. His dad grew up doing it, and then Zach grew up doing it. And like I've always told you, you'll never beat a guy that grew up doing the job.
No, certainly not. So yeah, Zach, come on in. We'll get you your $100 Globe certificate gift card, so you can put a down payment on a new Globe trailer. I mean, they're not worth much, so that should get you pretty far.
Well, they're already running a good brand in that. All their 55 tons right now are Alphas, and they're going with it too. They're a lot like me in that they're running a good Iowa brand, and they're making it happen in that. But
where is Alpha made at?
They're making up in Old Wine, Iowa.
Really?
Yeah. In Old Wine, Iowa. And another individual that we should probably sit down and talk to is Jeff, one of the head honchos of Alpha HD, because he came.
Good looking trailers. I love their logo and everything on their mud flaps. The trailers look good. They look sharp. They're clean.
Well, you've seen me go and put 110 on that deck and just absolutely beat the living crap out of him in that. And just compare it to your Load King that you own. My Lucas's 18-inch loaded deck height Load King with a 26-foot well and 8.6 wide is 4,000 pounds heavier than my 55-ton that has 60-ton neck on it. That's 9 wide with a 28-foot well.
I do like my Load King, though.
It does good for you. Load King makes a good product for, your average individual in that. If you're just staying local or doing stuff like that, there's nothing wrong with Load King in that. They're just a little heavy. Me personally, like I've always told everybody, I'm so brand loyal and brand specific that I'm horrible about it, and that I talk a lot of shit about a lot of people and that. But I'm telling you, if you go out daily and throw what I throw on the deck of that thing and get in and out of the spots I do, I put a 349 on mine in that with my pin on, with the flip neck down, and I've been able to axle it out. She was close. Don't get me wrong. She was on the gnat's ass, and I can't do it with the bucket on. You got to cut that little weight off it, but you can do it, and I'm telling you, like, I think the worst warranty issue I've had out of Alpha on all my trailers I've owned from them has been the freaking toggle switch for the strobe lights, because that's made by Grody, and even our buddy Keaton Geysa, who owns Trail King, has the same switch, and he does the same thing I do. He just bypasses, plugged the harnesses in because those switches fail constantly.
Jeez.
And we just finally throw our hands in there like, you know what? This ain't worth it. We don't care. This is what we're doing. And just like, it doesn't matter what brand it is. They're using the same switches and that. It's just a sad deal.
So we do need to talk about a run we got coming up here.
Okay.
Got a call from a customer. One of my dealers that sells concrete equipment. We got to go move a used 454, buddy. Yes, sir. Oh, why you sighing yet? You haven't even heard where it's at.
They've only made 2 of those things, and I delivered the last one, so I can only imagine because I kicked it off in Tracy, California during COVID.
Nope. This one was made. It was probably one of the first 454s ever made.
They've only made like 2 or 3 of them. I'm pretty positive there's only like 2.
No, sir. They got one down, and they've used. I don't know how old of a plant it is. I don't think it's terribly old, but they did talk to the truck driver that brought it in. They said the route doesn't exist anymore. So you want to take a guess what city we're talking about?
I'm afraid to even ask.
I'll give you one hint. It's where we filmed our first episode of Heavy Haulin. You still drawing blanks? I hear the crickets over here from your. Is he that serious? Hadley,
Chicago. I was taking
Chicago.
I was gonna say I was taking
the Chicago outfit.
I was taking brand new boom trucks to Colorado, so I would do Colorado. Yeah, not a problem.
Yeah. No. I need you to go down with me. We got to go scout this out. They're looking at 2 options. I told them to go to option 2 because it does void me out, which sucks. But at the same time, I'm not complaining because it's just such a liability. I don't care. I've often said this too about going to New York. You could charge $100 a mile. It still is not worth going to New York.
You got to have an escort. And the problem with those 454s, they are 12 foot wide from the very front to the very back, and they are such a nightmare. They're long. So when you go to try to make a corner, even with mirror extensions, you just can't see around that damn thing. It's like, oh my God. Because that one I took down to Con Expo in 2020, right before COVID, I was so just like, did over it by the time I hit Las Vegas. I said, I hope never see this piece of crap again. I'm like, I hate this thing.
Yeah, so they're going to start tearing it down next week. I just got to get the silo on a trailer for him, so we got to get a silo out there. But it gets even better. It's in Chinatown, Chicago.
Why? Okay, it's in a bad spot of Chicago. Where does it go?
Wisconsin. I think Superior, Wisconsin.
So we just go, okay. Oh my God. So that is going to be the gift that keeps on giving. But we will throw the 200-gallon fuel tank in the bed. And we're going to have an escort the whole route. I don't give a shit if the state doesn't want it, doesn't need it. We're going to have it because...
police escort?
We are? Oh, yeah, in Chicago. Yeah, to get it out. They're going to make us have police.
Yeah, I'd want police escorts. I don't know if they'll listen to them out there or not, but...
Well, they listen more to the red and blue lights than you'd ever believe.
You think you could fly us out there?
Yeah, I could. Do I want to go out to Chicago? No.
Well, you need to take a look at this thing.
It's only 550 miles. Trust me. We just jump in the pickup, be out there in a day.
We can do that.
We can just jump on a commercial flight, be there in an hour.
Yeah. Well, I'm thinking we could do that too. All the time it's going to take to stop at every ramp alongside Iowa and let Hadley take a leak is going to be a lot in time. I wish you guys could see him right now. He looks so happy, enjoyed over there.
He is. He is. He's fighting his iPhone because iPhones are piles of crap. I can see him almost beating it on the soundboard. And he's playing Candy Crush.
Well, just in, and maybe you know this already, but Carol Fulmer went out of business.
I did see that. They had, 300 trucks on the road? But they went out like true class individuals, and they paid, I think, a 60-day severance to everybody.
Wow, that's tough as it is, especially when you're facing that kind of...
Well, it's better than how Arrow and the rest of them went out, Because I remember when Arrow went out and the drivers were trying to catch a ride back, and that was messed up. Like, my God.
Oh, I've heard about some of those or stuff where they said just park the truck and Yellow is what you're thinking of, right?
No, Arrow.
Arrow. I never heard of them.
They were out of Tulsa.
Oh.
They were a white and green truck.
You know, I don't know. That's the problem with this industry. I mean,
Well, you were pretty young when me and Dad went down to the auction and we were buying equipment down there.
Yeah.
And I think they're, tell you the truth, the way they treated those guys, I still think there's a few trailers and trucks they never found because those guys squirreled them away and parted them
Well,
out.
that's before tracking and everything else.
Now every day, well, you know, tracking's pretty easy to cut. You know, it's like, it just don't, I'm not saying, guys, I'm not saying do that. But, you know, if you're
But it's pretty easy to pin it down who did it, though.
Well, you know, all they gotta say is that's where I left it parked and disappeared. You know, must be.
I don't know, but that's the thing is like, I mean, we'd be considered on the higher side of rates, you know, with what we do. And some days you're still battling financial issues, and you're like, God dang, how am I going to make payroll this week and stuff? We always figure it out. That's been the number one thing. I mean, you pay your people first, and then the bank, and then everything else underneath that. So
now you understand why I have no employees.
Yeah, well,
because you know the only person I have to worry about is me, the wife and kids, and that, and the bank notes and that, and I'm such a.
You truly learn what fear is when you have to lay up at night and think, man, where am I going to find this money? I always do. I always have to strangle somebody that owes me some money. But
would that be the blackjack dealer?
Oh, sometimes.
Be like the true OG that founded FedEx.
Oh,
yeah.
God, yeah. I can't
and
believe
he died. He passed away the other week.
I can't believe that he gambled what he had left. And it's good that he made it, but, man, I can't imagine if you...
That is desperation, and I'm telling you right now, that is just a true OG. You know, like, that's the way it used to be. Like even back in the day, that's how the old timers got down, and they made it happen. They made sure the people were paid, and they made sure things happened. And now I'm not saying everybody was 100% a success story, because there's other people out there that, you know, really freaking didn't do it in that. But you know, hey, you know, the other great thing is we this week we've had another crane customer approach us. First move this week, did a tower crane for them. They're happy with us, and they couldn't believe the fact that we could start throwing more trailers at it and start warehousing parts just to get it off, and so they can get the rental crane off the site.
Yeah, we're moving a bunch of steel in, too, that we're storing steel in that goes to Indiana.
Yes, and the nice thing is we're on the upward trajectory, and between the people you keep coming up with and me coming up with,
word of mouth too. Thank you to everybody that spreads and puts me or Dusty's name out there, and mostly positive stuff. But
trust me, I still get all the negativity from the TV show, which I love. My God, I love that. That's amazing.
But no, thank you for spreading the word for us, and this YouTube and everything else has really helped out too. They at least, especially when you're trying to hire guys, and they're like, "What do you do? Have you seen any of our YouTube videos or TikToks or anything else?" And then they go there like, "Oh wow, you know, I mean, we do some cool stuff." But you know what? There's a lot of odds and ends stuff that's probably not so glamorous that we don't show, that we just do every day. I mean,
run just fall off parts down to the Lincoln. Like, my God, I drove 3 times back and forth to Lincoln today, and you want to just talk about a mind-numbing trip. 70 miles one way, 70 miles back. 70 miles one way, 70 miles back. It's like, okay, I can't do this daily. This blows.
Hadley, what was the most mind-numbing trip you've been on with us?
Oh.
You say Montana is up there?
No, that wasn't that bad. There was a lot to look at going out there.
You know, your dad gave me some solid advice. Hadley, Lex, he said there's a pretty girl behind every tree
I gave you that advice.
out there.
He told me that, though, but I told you that.
You gonna take that away from
I'm
Lex?
taking that away from my dad, yeah.
Oh my God, he watches our stuff, so
That's fine.
Look at that.
sorry, Lex. You got one right. I'll give you that one. You got one good kid right.
There ain't nothing out there.
I don't mind Montana.
I don't mind trucking out there because trucking's easy out there.
Wait, so I got a great story. So we had this center bridge section that went out there just, south where it drops into Idaho. And I can't remember the interstate. Lucas was my escort. And what that bridge section weighed? Like 120,000 pounds, 130,000?
Oh, yeah, I remember that.
It wasn't that long, but I had it on a Jeep and a dolly. I bunked it. And so, I steer myself when it comes to those small stuff, especially on our old Elk Rivers and that. And so Lucas never met me to help me get out of Lincoln, where it was produced. So I get it out, park it in Lexington. Lucas comes walking in at like 2 a.m. out in Lexington.
So
what are we doing? I go, we're going to Montana. Oh, okay.
I took my rodeo bag with me. I rodeoed out there. Went to the Cody Night Rodeo.
Yeah, and then you also got picked up doing 110 too.
And the guy let me off.
I still can't believe that. He
said,
don't.
I grew up watching that rodeo. He's like, I'm more than happy to give rodeo guys a break. I'm like, thank
He's
God.
doing 110 miles an hour and he got a warning. My God.
My favorite one is the ones where they give girls tickets and stuff. They're like, I thought you don't give pretty girls tickets, and they're like, we don't.
We don't. I've seen that clip too. It's like it's amazing. But the nice thing is between that, we got a crane move going to Little Rock. Leaves Sunday, delivers Monday.
Yeah, I remember you telling me about that.
I already got a couple hired on trucks just because we're so busy.
Yeah, I've been worried about it, and they've just been stacking more steel loads up on me.
I called my friend Ethan and that. I said, hey, give me a few drivers. I got them. Okay, here's what it pays. Yep, good enough for me.
Yeah, no, Ethan helped me out last night, actually.
Yeah, he called me. He's like, hey, I need 60 chains, Dusty. And I'm like, what? You need 60 chains? Yeah.
60.
He's like, I need 60 chains. I said, Ethan, there's only 25 chains in a barrel. How the whole hell are you coming up with needing 60? Well, that's what we're hauling. I said, no, you don't need that many. This is how you haul this thing. And so I only need 9 per load. So I need 27. I'm like, yeah, you only need 27 total for all 3. Oh, well, that's better than 60. And I'm like, I can do that. I'm like, Jesus, Ethan, come on, buddy.
Oh, it worked out great. So appreciate the help there, Ethan. Yeah. So I see. Just looking at some of the topics Hadley pulled up here on the screen. So
well, but you know what? There's the other thing is I keep seeing videos on YouTube and TikTok right now about the EPA ending the endangerment finding, and everybody talking about deletes and that. That does not pertain to deletes, guys. That's just GHG standards, which took our long hoods away and the old style cabs we all loved. That's all that does, where this is GHG and the blah, 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 blah. Guys, it does not make deletes legal if they get rid of that.
So what does it make?
It takes away the EPA's ability to regulate glider kits, and it takes away their ability to say you can't have a long hood truck. So, how they killed the W9, they killed the 389, they're killing the C500, the T800 wide hood, the T8s. It takes that away for basically how they're saying fuel mileage standards. So I'm just saying what you need is the Fuel Efficiency Emission Freedom Act to pass. If you want to get rid of, if you want to make deletes legal, we need that to pass the House and Congress and go to Trump's desk if you want to be able to get rid of these emission systems and that, which is absolutely stupid in my mind. I don't know why we're not doing that's the other thing. I don't understand why people hate DEF so much. Yeah, DEF's a problem, don't get me wrong, but I'd rather get rid of an EGR system and a DPF and do it like the Europeans do with high cylinder temps and pressures and just dump just an ass load of DEF at the exhaust.
Sounds like more money to me.
Well, when you cut out like 30 sensors off a truck and that, and a VGT turbo and an EGR system, and just dumping DEF in an exhaust, you have a NOx in and NOx out and an ammonia sensor. I'm telling you, I'd rather have them 3 sensors than all the others. If I had to do it, that's how I would do it, just like how the Europeans do it. That's why they have a Scania V8 over there out the factory, turning 700-800 horsepower out the factory.
Scania, we would love to try one out if you guys ever get a test one out. We'd love to do a video on it.
Bruce has one over here. Or if you want a Scania, you can get a Scania right now. Just go up to the international dealership.
What do you mean? I thought we talked on the last podcast that
The new motor that's up at international is a Scania.
wow.
That's a Scania. It's the same thing they have in Europe. That's why they don't have VGT on it. They don't have a lot of stuff on
Really? It doesn't have a VGT on it?
Does not have VGT. Doesn't even have an EGR cooler. And it does have an EGR valve, but the EGR valve only works at idle.
So it's an international motor?
No, it's a Scania motor.
Oh.
International and Scania are owned by Volkswagen Group.
Wow. So much for International Harvester.
Well, tell you what, I don't know why you would take such a premium engine and put it in such a piece of crap truck.
You'd think they'd offer that with Peterbilts and everything else, though.
I think the days when you can walk into Peterbilt or Kenworth and have 3 engine options are over.
Going back to that, though, I mean, the one thing that really pisses me off more than anything is finding a good-looking truck for the right price, and you're, like, so excited, and then you see that damn PACCAR motor in it.
Well, every motor can be replaced.
It can, but that costs more money. I mean, get that junk engine out of it and put a real motor in it like a Cummins or a Detroit.
There's nothing wrong with a PACCAR as long as you have a mechanic that knows how to work on them.
Okay. But they break down more than others, don't they?
No, not inherently, no.
What do you mean?
Well, I've known a lot of PACCAR engines that have made it past 500,000 miles.
I thought you were going to say 100,000. I'm like, I sure hope so they make it past freaking 100.
500,000 miles that have never had a problem except maybe a sensor here and there. And then I've seen Cummins motors that out the back, they chuck a rod, it's like, and every motor is made by a person. They're all inherently flawed because you still have the human error into it and that. The thing to always remember is the positive thing about Cummins is they put all the repair information out there and it makes it so readily available for everybody. Where, PACCAR kind of is a little more tight-lipped on stuff. Their parts are more expensive, but the emission system and the turbo is still made by Cummins. And what do you think the most high failure points on those motors are? Made by Cummins.
So are you advocating PACCAR motors right now?
I think if you're taking a truck and you want to replace the engine with what God intended it to be, a Caterpillar, I think you go buy yourself a 389 with a PACCAR on the cheap and be able to swing a cat into it. I'm not telling anybody what to do. I'm not giving any advice. I'm not a financial advisor, but I'm just saying, if it was me, that's what I would do. Well, the engine chucked a rod, major block damage, but I'm just saying, like.
So what about these guys? They're looking at buying trucks and stuff, and it's so appealing, and they're finding these million-mile motors with it's got a fresh overhaul on it.
Yeah, okay, a fresh overhaul. That's great. So there's a TikToker out there right now, and I'm not going to say his name, but we all see him daily. And he is
You see him daily, Hadley?
Well, because you don't work on stuff, so that's why you don't see him. But the thing is he's got his own TikTok. He's a big advocate on doing stuff and whatnot, talking about parts and all this stuff like that. And the problem with this guy is I have a buddy in Texas. He owns a big shop. Read into that one, guys. But he's a big PDI distributor. Sells a lot of stuff, does a lot of things. He's the same guy that bought his dyno the same time I bought my dyno. Me and we're friends. And he went and paid a visit to this guy selling parts. And when he started telling me about this guy's personal issues and his drug usage and that, I'm like, yeah, I'd be taking tips and tricks from this guy. When he can't stay off narcotics. But that's just me.
Seriously?
Serious. That's what my buddy told me. I'm not. That's why.
No.
Well, that's why I'm not saying names. I'm not putting his personal life on blast or anything like that. I haven't witnessed it personally. This is all secondhand knowledge. I'm not a financial advisor.
Have you seen speaking about drugs? Have you seen that stuff where like Iowa State Patrol here posts stuff where the guy came in and We got him out. We found paraphernalia and meth and all kinds of other stuff in his truck, and he blew a .168.
Jesus.
At that rate, why would you stop?
Why wouldn't you just blow it? Well, because he's probably so damn hammered. He's like, and then comes in kind of swerving around, and they just probably had a tire blown or something like that.
I think, of course, I wouldn't ever do that. I don't advocate for it, but I think if I was in that predicament, I think I'd just blow the damn scale.
What's worse going to happen? Have an evading charge?
Oh, my
God.
Well,
so the funny thing was...
CDL's gone. He's done trucking. There ain't no way you're getting a job. But they post those photos daily. I mean, hell, California posted a photo where the tire was completely bald.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. She was just
I commented
reflective.
I commented on it. I was like, oh, what are you guys talking about? It's got another 600 miles on it. Completely bald. I couldn't believe that. Just smooth. And people were like, oh, he's got his race car tires on.
Yeah, slicks. Well, the thing I'm going to say is it doesn't happen to everybody, but this happened to me personally. I was pulling over in the Altoona, Iowa scale. Right before the Altoona...
one of them, Jamie?
Right before the Altoona, Iowa scale, I blew a freaking tire on my trailer. I was so mad. I pulled in and said, hey, man, I blew a tire. You have no parking signs out here. This is what happens. And they come out and write me a ticket. I'm like, there's no parking signs out there. You're telling me you want me to just pull over right there on the ramp? Well, sir, you came into the scales and blown tire. I said, look out there. You see all the carcass out there? I just blew it, and they gave me a ticket for it. And I looked down and I said, you got to be shitting me. This is stupid. I should have just ran this thing.
Another thing, God dang it, that was bad. Got the hiccups now.
So after your Conoco move, because then we also have that 218 heading out east with the big trailer. How long is that steel going to stay in the yard?
Probably a month.
Have you been outside, saw my latest purchase?
I have. God.
Lucas has a issue with hiccups, usually.
Yeah, I always have a hiccup every now and then. God dang it. No, I have not seen that beauty yet.
It's out there. It is the mightiest, the best 30-ton link belt you ever seen in your life.
So we might have to use that to unload some of that steel.
Well, yeah, I got a few things to do over here with it. I got to pick up my parts cab off, set it on the ground so I can start working on that, so I can get it set it on my burn truck frame here, and then probably after that, it's probably coming over.
Oh my God, I got the hiccups bad. So yeah, no, next month Iowa is cracking down on tint. Can you see if you can pull something up on that, Hadley?
We already know they're cracking down on tint. We've met a few people that got busted already. And you know what's nuts is the amount of Class 8 motor vehicles running down the road daily I see with tint, which is stupid, because I think we should be allowed to have tint in our trucks.
Front side windows must permit at least 70% of visible light.
Oh, so you got to be able to do 30%? That's some crap.
Wow.
What's 30 going to do? That's damn near transparent.
Yeah, they don't even offer that at the tint shop. But yeah, Iowa's apparently cracking down. They're doing a big enforcement. God dang it. They're doing a big enforcement next month on it. They're going to crack down on tint and go after tint, which I'm a little worried because I run 5% tint on all my stuff. Not at my big trucks, but my pickup.
Well, yeah.
And I pull into weigh stations all the time. God dang it. But I pull into weigh stations all the time, and it's never a problem.
Well, the amazing thing that I have to say about it is my regular cab Ram I had before this one had 5 on it and my God.
What do you got on this one?
20. 20's perfect in my eyes. 20's beautiful.
No, 5% is barely enough.
The problem with 5% is it's nighttime starts drizzling. You can't see shit out of that thing.
Roll the windows down.
That's what you got to do. It's stupid. I don't want to roll my windows down.
I'd rather do that than people see what I'm doing inside.
Well, the reason why they're doing it is because they passed that no cell phone law finally in Iowa.
I know. But how do some of these trucks, they get away with Oh my God. How do some of these trucks they get away with having tint on the window?
It's not legal.
I know it's there. It's in any state. It's not legal to have any tint on a semi, but you're seeing these trucks go around. I mean, some of them are smoked out. Some of them just have enough to be noticeable.
So my buddy Jonathan up in the Ida Grove area does window film and tints and all that stuff, and he actually has 100% clear film that will block like 70% of the UV rays, but it's 100% clear. And so what he's been doing on the semi trucks lately is he's been putting that clear, UV protection on everything, and it cuts the heat in the cab tremendously. And
Well, I believe that. Just the protection?
yeah, because we can go back to the old timers you and me grew up with, and you see how the skin damage they had, and it was primarily on the left side because they were always driving down the road and just getting blasted daily. We need better protection for the drivers these days when it comes to UV lights. Was that Lenoma skin Lenoma? I'm not a doctor, so skin cancer. Skin
We
cancer.
know that one. We know you're not a doctor. You're the bullshit doctor, if anything.
And I really think. Well, and you go down to Texas, and they got those damn trucks down there tinted at 5%, and they don't care about it. I had one customer, he had 20 on his trucks. Every time he saw a DOT officer rolling down the road, he just rolls windows down. Middle of winter, he just roll it down. One time he didn't roll it down and got pulled over and got popped for it. It's 5 degrees out. No, tough shit. He got it tinted. He got nailed for it. That's a shout out to you, Big Iron. So he's another good guy. Been known Big Iron for a lot of years.
Big Iron.
Yep. That's his that's a CB handles, Big Iron. Oh, and I forgot to also tell you, another individual that had the birthday on the same day as Zach Benefile, she goes by the CB handle Swamp Donkey. But she had her 52nd birthday last Saturday. We just want to say happy birthday, Swamp Donkey, and hope you have many years ahead of you in that, and make it happen.
From your friends at Heavy Haulin.
Yeah, so I don't know how she got that name. Every time I ever heard that, I'm like, wow, how did every, you know what? I don't even want to know how you came up with that name. Just Swamp Donkey. It's like,
Do you ever have a CB handle?
they call me the Duck.
Nice. They called me the Kid.
Well, you are a kid.
The one time do you know Bob the Builder? You know Bob the Builder.
Can we fix it? Nope, it's fucked.
Yeah, Bob the Builder up there. He's a foreman that runs a crane crew. He's
Jamie?
nice. He's an awesome guy, but a nice guy as long as you're on his good side. But
yeah, fucking Bob.
but
I know Bob.
we went up to that UNO job, and I had that big bunk truck, Peterbilt.
I got a story to tell you about that, but continue.
Okay, yeah. So, anyways, I took that bunk truck Peterbilt. Oh, Bob came out there oh my God, these hiccups. Bob came out there and just ripped into my ass. And he's like, I told him to send nothing but day cabs, blah, blah, blah. I said, well, look, this is my truck. I know how to drive. God dang it. I know how to drive it. And I got all my equipment that I need to do the job if there's anything that pops up. So that's why I brought my truck up there. Well, anyways, so I said, Bob, he's just ready to rip my ass one. I said, Bob, give me 2 minutes. Give me 2 tries and let me back in. Thank you. I need something here. Give me a sec. God dang it. It's getting
And
worse.
after 2 tries, he couldn't get it in.
No, sir. I tell you that right now. No. He said, I said, give me 2 tries, and if I can't get it on the second try, you can chew my ass. And so he's like, all right, that's the deal. So got it in, thank God. Oh, my God. I was doing everything I
After
could to make
4
that
tries.
I was making everything I could to make 2 count.
I'm telling you, I should have called my buddy from Mark from Shipping Wars. He'd come down here to show you how to drive that thing.
I bet. But yeah, I got it in 2 tries. It was on a university campus. Very tight job.
I took 80-foot double T's in there for the parking garage. You want to tell me something? That place blows.
So yeah, we got it in there, and there all was well with Bob. Great guy as long as you stay on his good side. But yeah, he's the one that gave me that. Oh my God, he's the one that gave me that name. The kid. Hey kid, do this kid. And, I was a young 18, 20-year-old driver at the time. So.
Well, that was the first truck you ever bought in your life.
Yep.
It was a 389 short hood. Not 389, 379 short hood. And the thing about that truck it's what got us involved with KC Peterbilt. Mike Crothers and Clint Moore, two friends down there. And it's all where all my Pete gliders came from. Well, the thing is ordered 3 of them, took 2 of them, sold 1 because people wanted 379 still. Only had a 450 Cummins in it. 8520 was a CPL. And Lucas drove that thing, sold it, went to another guy, and that guy just sold that truck. Do you want to know where it's at?
Sure.
It's in my buddy's shop right now in northern Iowa. So the guy took it to his shop. They put a head and 6-pack injectors in it. Injector was stuck open, turned into a thermal lance, and cut a hole in a piston. So it's up in his shop right now because they sold to a farmer up there that's friends with my buddy, and he's putting a motor in it right now.
Putting the same motor in it or what?
Oh, yeah, he had one already pre-built that the customers bought. It paid for it and already had pre-bought because all their trucks run the same motors. So they always leave one on the ground. Big farming operation. Impressive. And they don't give a crap. They just had to swing a motor in this thing. This truck's clean. We like it. And they started telling my buddy about it before they bought it, and he started laughing. And he goes, "Yeah, let me guess, four-door red. Well, how'd you know?" And he goes, "Air track suspension? Well, yeah. Has strobe lights on it? Well, yeah. Short hood with 60-inch flat top? Well, yeah. How do you know about this?" And he goes, "I know more about that truck than you ever believe." And so they're like, "Well, we don't understand how and that." And I said, "Do you want the maintenance records?" It's like they couldn't even believe it. I'm like, "Trust me, that truck is spec'd pretty nicely in that for what you're doing. The only thing that kills it's a short hood. I like me some long hoods, but my God."
Yeah, but it was good for what I was using it for.
Well, it was good for you. I'll stick to my long hoods. I like my long hoods because you got to look good going down the road. You got to win at the truck stop.
I got that thing into some jobs you wouldn't believe though.
That truck had almost the same wheelbase as my day cab. And you want to talk about getting it out of places.
Well, all right, Mr. Big Rig truck driver. I've been there. I've been done that,
My low
How much
boy.
life advice has Dusty ever gave you, Hadley?
It's all the time.
What was that
He's
wrong?
been there, done that. I mean, I think he even fought the Viet Cong.
No, that was our father. That was Gary. He's the one that fought the Viet Cong.
Yeah, now you got to pay him a proprietary number for using his name.
Yeah, he was fighting the Viet Cong during Vietnam while he was also auctioning. So.
Well, cool. You got anything else you want to talk about?
Well, I got one more thing I want to talk about. Guys, I don't care what you do in this industry and that, but something that kind of near dear in my heart, because me and Lucas here see it pretty much daily. There's certain things you can do in life to hone your skill and make it better, but cutting corners and half-assing things will never make it. And what I mean by that is we've had a lot of guys come in and apply that have just dumb violations on their records. And for the life of me, I just don't understand it some days. It's like, you should have caught this on a pre-trip. Well, it's not my fault. It's the other company. It's like, dude, own your mistakes, Own your mistakes. The only person that can ruin your day and ruin your life is you. Be a man. Own it. And if you're female, be a woman, own it too. Just put your big girl, big boy pants on and just kind of go at it and that, because there is certain things that we see daily that go on that are just uncalled for. And, the number one thing that really upsets me the most, especially when it comes to an accident, is like, well, I didn't think that was that big of a deal, or I was told to do this, they were forcing me to do this. Guys, you're never being forced to do anything in life. If you feel unsafe about it, listen to your gut. Because guess what? You plow into that car of a family of 4 and kill them, ain't the company owner that's going to go do the jail time. It's you. And, unfortunately, you got an uphill battle to fight there. But, no matter what, the rules are written in blood. Safety is nothing to joke about. And I'm telling you right now, it's unfortunately a sad deal. And that kind of leads into another thing. We've worked with a driver in the past. He did time in the federal penitentiary because they found drugs on his truck. It wasn't him that planted those drugs on the truck. It was his boss. But his boss didn't do jail time. It was him, because they found it with him.
That's fucked up.
It was. You know the driver.
I'll have to ask you about it here.
You know the driver. He was down south. You know the driver. Great driver, too. An amazing driver.
He's doing time right now or what?
No. Before he came to work with us, he'd done his time.
Oh.
And, I'm just saying, guys, if you
Tell me
don't...
the truck he drove.
He drove a T8. Kansas City. But, guys, no matter what, if you don't feel comfortable with it, if you're not feeling it, listen to your gut. It ain't worth it. It ain't worth you going to jail. It ain't worth anybody dying over it. And unfortunately, I see it too much in this industry right now, where people are getting killed for no reasons. And, I hear the same complaints about E-log and stuff like that.
Well, and here's the big thing, too. It's a policy I have at my company.
You're tired, pull over. Just stop.
Well, that's one of them. But, it's a stop work. My employees, if they see something unsafe, they can stop work at any time until we get this corrected.
Well, and that's the way it needs to be. As a boss, you should empower your employees to say, I don't like what's going on here, stop. And I don't care if you're the low man on the totem pole or the head honcho in that. If you see something unsafe going on, stop. You yell at somebody. You say, no, stop this. Like, the only person at the end of the day you can truly blame is yourself.
Yeah, and if you're truly worried about losing your job or something like that,
who cares? There's more out there.
That's what I'm saying. Like, if it's not worth risking your life or risking injury or anything else to you or anybody else around you, so stop work immediately.
I'm telling you that's the thing
until it gets corrected.
Well, it's the same thing you've heard me beating into people and that about the 5 hazardous attitudes that the FAA teaches pilots and that. And number one thing is learn them, know them, and know the symptoms and the cures for them and that, because and Lucas has seen me do this on job sites when someone says screw that rule and that, and he's heard me say this to people. I go, that's a hazardous attitude. He sees me turn around and walk away and get as far away from that person as possible, because I'm going home to my family tonight and that, and I'll tell the safety guy about it and try to remedy the problem immediately. But my God, some of the people out there with a hazardous attitude and that, just she's sad. It just, and all I could ever think about is the little kids growing up without a father or mother and that, because somebody didn't want to spend 5 seconds to make sure it was right.
Well, guys, hey, thanks for joining us in on this podcast today. Appreciate it. God dang these hiccups.
Guys, thank you for joining us on this podcast today. Forgive Lucas because he always has hiccups for some reason most days. But we appreciate you. Like, share, and subscribe.
Hey, and check out some of our merch, too, on newgenshipping.com.
Guys, have a good night.
See you guys.